In the last video, I showed you how to add dimensions, and in this, I'm going to show you how to take it from two-dimensional and make it three-dimensional. But I can tell right now that there's actually one dimension that I'm missing, and I can see that because I have a line right here that's blue. Blue means that I have to still dimension it. I still have to define how big this part is before it's completely locked into place. And so I'm just going to add that dimension really quickly, 0.75, and there we go. I have this shape exactly. If you want to, you can actually take the trim tool and click on the various lines and trim away the extra shapes. Sometimes it takes a couple. This is actually a step that is not required, so I'm actually going to undo that just to be able to show you the options whenever whenever you don't do that. And so I have my good shape. It's right here. I have a few extra shapes, but I'll show you how to kind of get the computer to ignore those. So I'm going to hit OK. Then the next step is to use the extrude. I'm going to take this shape and make it longer. And according to my drawing, as I can see, the depth right here is 1.5 inches. It's 6 squares or 1.5 inches in depth. So that's easy. I can take my extrude tool right here. And right now I'm looking at this two-dimensionally. I'm looking at it flat, and that actually makes it difficult to tell how far it's going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the view cube, and I'm going to click on one of these corners so I can see this shape from an angle. I want it to be a solid. I'm going to add and create a new shape. I want it to go a specific distance, so that's what this option means with this blind. It doesn't matter at this point what direction this goes in, so I'm just going to keep the default right there. And instead of going 1.5 inches, it went 1.5 in depth. Now right here, it says faces and sketch regions to extrude. I need to select that on my part. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and click on the shape that I want to extrude. Now, if this was a more complicated shape and you had multiple things, you could actually click on these other shapes as well. But I only want this kind of U shape to be extruded. Okay, and then looks good. I'm going to hit the check mark for OK. And there we have it. We've got the shape a little bit closer to done.